everyone. It's raining cats and dogs in here today, which is a nice cozy weather for some puzzling. We're gonna do some Clues by Sam today. It is an easy one because it's Monday. If you don't know what Clues by Sam is, it is a daily logic puzzle game where you have 20 people. A few of them may be criminals, the others will be innocents, and you gotta use the clues that they themselves give you to do no guessing but figure out who is what. I can see that Erwin already has our first clue. Well, if you want to play the game before watching, you can check the link in the description, but I'm going to start right now. Well, Erwin tells us that there are no innocents in between Bobby and Ruby. There's two people between Bobby and Ruby, and none of them are innocent, so neither Hilda or Larry are innocent. And we don't need Erwin's clue anymore. Hilda doesn't tell us anything, but Larry tells us that there are no innocent guards in row 2. Well, row 2 has 2 guards, and Hilda is one of them. She's already a criminal, but Isaac already has to be a criminal as well. And we don't need Larry's clue anymore. Now, Isaac tells us that Joyce is innocent unless Hilda is innocent. Well, Hilda is not innocent. We've talked about her 3 times already, poor girl. So Joyce is an innocent. And we don't need Isaac's clue anymore. Joyce tells us that both criminals in row 2 are connected. Well, we already knew that the criminals are connected, but what that clue tells us is that there are only 2 criminals in row 2, so we know that Gary is innocent. And we don't need Joyce's clue anymore. Gary tells us there are more criminals than innocents to the left of Sophia. Sophia is here and she has 2 people to the left of her. They can't be different. They can't be an innocent and a criminal because that will be the same number of criminals and innocents. And one is not more than the other. So since there are more criminals, we know that both of them are criminal. And we don't need Gary's clue anymore. Now, Pam is flavor text and Ruby tells us that row 2 has more innocents than any other row. Well, row 2 has 2 innocents. That tells us that row 1, which already has 1 innocent, has all criminals besides Erwin. Is it flavor text and flavor text? But that gives us Adam's clue, which tells us that Xavier is one of 3 criminals in row 5. Xavier is a criminal and row 5 has 3 criminals, which is the least it has to have because of row 2 having the most innocents. Now, Xavier tells us that only one of the 2 innocents neighboring Sophia is in row 3. Okay, we know that either Nancy or Olivia, who are in row 3, and neighbor Sophia are an innocent. And because no row can have more than 1 innocent, Kay has to be a criminal in this situation. Now, Kay tells us that all criminals in row 5 are connected. Okay, we know that there's 3 criminals in row 5, right? Yeah, Adam told us that. So those will be either Vicky, Will, and Xavier, or Will, Xavier, and Zed, because they have to be connected. So in any case, Will be a criminal. My eye's still watering. I'm gonna go to a doctor, guys. Don't worry about it. I just don't know what's happening. But it doesn't hurt. Okay. And we know that either Zed or Vicky are a criminal. And we don't need case clue anymore. Now, Will tells us that exactly 1 guard has a criminal directly to the right of them. Ooh. That guard is Hilda. Isaac doesn't have a criminal to the right of him. Hilda has an Isaac criminal. Are there any other guards? Nancy. So that tells us that Nancy can't have a criminal to her right, which tells us that Olivia is an innocent, and because Olivia is an innocent, Nancy is a criminal. Okay. We don't need Will's clue anymore. Olivia tells us there's an odd number of innocents neighboring Xavier. Well, we know that Sophia has one innocent neighbor. Sorry, am I stuck? What do I have to think about? Well, we know that Xavier can't have three innocent neighbors because that will make it so row 4 has 2 innocents, which it can't because of row 2. And Sophia shares neighbors with Xavier, and she has to have an innocent neighbor, so she herself has to be a criminal. Now, Sophia tells us that Bobby has more innocent neighbors than Ruby. Bobby has one innocent neighbor, which tells us that Ruby has no innocent neighbors. So Vicky is a criminal and Zed an innocent, and because Zed's an innocent, Terry is a criminal. Done. A nice quick one today, 5:19. I wish I had got it under 5, but that's okay. I had stopped there because of my eyes watering. But this is gonna be it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you play the game too, you can let me know your result. You can post it in the comments down below, or maybe skate it to me on Blue Sky. The links are in the description. And I'll be back tomorrow with more Clues by Sam. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.